Previously on Who Do You Think You Are, local historian James took Chris on a special tour to celebrate his mum and dad's 30th wedding anniversary.
You know where you're going? I know Winchester like the back of my hand. Okay, but this isn't Winchester.
But it was anything but plain sailing.
Follow me. It's this way. Actually, it's this way. It's actually this way. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's this way. I know!
10 years on, and because he failed to spot a clause in the small print of his original contract, Chris has returned to Romsey to retrace his steps.
Last time I had a complete moron with me, and I've only agreed to do this again because they're sending a professional apparently, so we'll see how that goes.
But this morning, he receives some distressing news.
No, he can't make it then. No. So right, so who are they sending us then? Oh, okay. Right, cheers. The historian can't make it. Not well. They're sending the next best thing, apparently.
Oh, how bad can it be?
Chris! How you doing? Alright? How long has it been?
Not long enough.
Oh, I bet you didn't expect to see me again.
No, not after the court case.
James once featured in an episode of Time Team in 2006, where he had a non-speaking part as a Roman vase.
No, I think you're fine. The restraining order actually expired 2 months ago.
Well, Chris may have voiced his doubts about my abilities, but I am keen to get back into this local historian lark. Unfortunately, I had to be sacked from my previous job as a ghost tour guide after a woman complained that I put the willies up her.
But Chris just doesn't think James is up to the job.
I just don't think you're up to the job.
Now, Chris, I know you've got your concerns about me, but I can assure you, I can be serious.
No chance.
No, look, I know last time I was walking the wrong way, I was getting hit in the face with muddy balls, but I can assure you, I've changed.
The journey has yet to begin, but Chris is already anxious that his tour guide may be less than competent.
Look, Chris, look, I know exactly what I'm doing. Ask me anything about history that you like.
Right, where was the Magna Carta signed?
At the bottom.
Right, you say you're a pottery expert. What's the Greek urn?
Oh, I don't know, about €10 an hour?
I'm already starting to have my concerns. So I asked him where Hadrian's wall was, and he said at the back of Hadrian's house.
Well, Chris, we're here, as you might know, because it's your mum and dad's ruby wedding anniversary. Yeah, 40 years, eh? It's been a long time.
4 decades.
Well, I won't go that far, but anyway, I can promise you an experience just like before, with exactly the same level of historical accuracy.
That is a shame.
Right, well, a bit harsh, but anyway, you can trust me though.
I wouldn't trust you to make a jelly.
Right, well, I'll tell you what, follow me.
Well, this way.
Oh yeah, sorry.
At the start of the last tour, James took Chris to the pub where his parents first met, the old house at home. Today, they're returning to rekindle old memories and to ask if James left his coat in here 10 years ago.
So Chris, this is the old house at home pub where your mum and dad first met, if you remember, and since we were last here 10 years ago, I found out it's actually been bought by Shakin' Stevens, the 80s singer, and he's been trying to mend this old house, and I've been giving a bit of a hand actually, but he is running behind, but I said to him, unfortunately, I ain't got time to fix the ceiling, I ain't got time to fix the floor either, which is a shame, but there is a rumour going around that the pub is actually haunted, but I don't go in for any of that ghosty mumbo-jumbo, sadly.
Well, do you want to go in for a drink?
Well, we can't, I'm afraid, because sadly I've been barred again. The problem was I was trying to order a gin and orange, and that was gone. Oi, hang on a minute, Casper, get over here. They don't serve spirits.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's a friendly ghost?
I don't know, let's see. I'll take that as a no.
Last time, just like Chris, passers-by showed absolutely no interest in the filming of the programme.
Now, do you want to know where we're going next?
Please let it be home.
No?
During a tea break, James and Chris find themselves attracting attention.
Yeah, so in the end I just took a course of antibiotics and just had the trousers dry clean, so yeah. This tea, it's horrible, isn't it? I might have a word with catering, something to sweeten it. Sugar?
Yes, darling?
No, not you, no, over there.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry,
Oh, mate, yeah.
what exactly are you doing?
Well, you know that Marvel film series?
Yeah?
Well, it's not that.
No.
The next stop on the tour is another familiar location, Romsey Abbey, where Chris's parents were married in 1983. Construction on the Abbey as it's known today began in the 1100s, and James has brought Chris back to see if they finished it yet.
So Chris, here we are, Romsey Abbey once again, where your mum and dad were married. Any happy memories of the day?
I'm afraid not, because I wasn't even born.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I was actually here last week for a wine tasting evening. Absolutely fantastic it was. I passed through the Great Door and I passed out in the Great Hall. So, do you want me to bring you up to speed on the history of the place?
Go on then, why not?
Well, it was built originally in 907 AD and also received quite a bit of funding from Ethelred the...
Forget that, I've changed my mind.
Okay, well, I've got a fascinating bit of information for you. It was also a place where they used to make Blue Nun wine.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually named after the nun that froze to death outside. And, yeah, anyway. But don't worry, I've been digging around the National Archives, actually, and I found what I believe to be the earliest surviving photograph of the Abbey. And to go and see that, though, it's very fragile. We've got to go to our next location.
Wait, hang on. Can you just show me here?
Oh yeah, I suppose kilos. Yeah, here we go. Hang on. There we go. Look, Romsey Abbey, 12:05. It's not changed a bit, is it?
No, it was only 10 minutes ago. I saw you take it.
Oh, right.
Chris and James are about to head northwards to Cleckheaton in Yorkshire, where Chris's sister Jenny was born. Last time, they came across a man looking for a dog.
Howdy boys, how do? Took dog in Topfield, you seen it?
Trying to bush.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, excellent.
Cleckheaton is a town which is only 40 miles from the city of York and its famous shambles. But if Chris wants to see a shambles, he's been joined by the right person.
So then, Chris, here we are back in Cleckheaton in Yorkshire. Any happy memories from last time?
Only the man looking for his dog.
Oh yeah, he was good, wasn't he? Yeah. I wonder if he ever found that.
I'm sure he has.
How do boys?
How do?
Yeah, seen the dog yet?
What do you know actually? Hang on a minute, it's been 10 years. You've not found it yet?
Nope.
Oh, well, I did see one earlier, but he ran off.
A pointer?
Yeah, over there somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anything else we can help you find?
I'm actually trying to find my Irish cousin.
Oh, who's that?
Pat on cake.
Pat O'Cake.
Pat on cake.
Baker's man.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, excellent. Okay, yeah. No, I've not seen him either, I'm afraid.
Oh, which way again was it?
Over there.
Cheers.
See you later. Yeah, nice. Now, Chris, I've got a surprise for you here. I've actually managed to blow the whole budget for this programme on a trip abroad.
Oh.
And you know your mum and dad, they used to live in Mexico, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, I have arranged the trip to end all trips. There's your pass.
Sweet.
We are off to Mexico.
Nice. You sure this is Mexico?
Yeah, what's wrong with this?
Texaco.
Yeah, now there may have been a slight cock up with the map reading, but don't worry. The good news is it only took us, 4 minutes to get here rather than the usual 16 hours. That's something, isn't it?
Well, as long as you're not expecting me to speak any Spanish.
Well, au contraire, actually, I've brought you this.
What was that?
Underlay.
Underlay.
There you go, see, I knew you'd pick up some lingo. Well done, excellent. Well, time to go and get the bus, Chris. We've got to go to Australia now. We need another 61 to Melbourne, so bring your underlay.
Before living in Mexico, the family lived in Switzerland. And before that, Fissac in eastern France.
Good morning. It is.
Cleckheaton for a second time.
Seen the dog yet? Husky? Seen the dog yet?
No.
And also a road called Sheffield Park Way in Eastbourne. In 2013, Chris's family moved to Australia. Unfortunately, James spent all the money on flights to Texaco, so we've had to borrow these pictures from Judith Chalmers.
So here we are, Chris. The sun's out, our final stage of our tour. Here we are, Australia. Would you believe it?
No, it looks nothing like Australia.
Oh, well, we've got a bush, and that's out front over there, and that's out back.
Brilliant. Well, I hope you're not going to use this as an excuse to bring out people wearing stupid hats, putting on silly accents.
Do I look like an idiot? Absolutely. That is not going to happen.
G'day boys. Have you seen Dingo yet?
No, I haven't. No. What's his name?
Gala.
Gala Dingo.
Yep. Anyway, sorry.
After a brief spell hunting for the dingo, James and Chris returned to the UK in their taxi from Australia.
All right then. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks. Bye. Actually, what a great trip that was, Chris. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, something funny happened to me yesterday, actually. I was out in the back garden and I saw a bloke rummaging through the shed. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, well, I thought you were going to Australia. I said, no, that's tomorrow. And he said, well, have a nice time. I thought, what a nice bloke. That's good, mate.
Well, that's all well and good, but where's our luggage?
Oh,
It's been a busy morning. Chris and James have covered over 18,000 miles in just under 3 hours. Their final stop is the bandstand in the park to reflect on what, if anything, Chris has learned from the experience.
So then, Chris, here we are. We've reached the end of the tour. You must be devastated.
Yeah, I haven't been very impressed with the scenery.
Well, that is Romsey.
Well, it's not good enough.
Well, may I ask what you were expecting to see from a Romsey bandstand? Sydney Opera House, perhaps? The Hanging Gardens of
Hang on.
Babylon?
Have you been watching Fawlty Towers again?
I have actually, yeah. Now, when we were in Australia, I popped into Boomerangs R Us, and guess what I got you?
Train set?
No, actually, no. I got you this. A little present from me. How's that? Hey, do you want to give it a quick go?
Go on then.
Go on, here we go. Chris, it's been a pleasure. Let's go for a pint.